Hello, my friends. I'm coming to you with a quick low back remedy movement moment. I want it to be very simple, not a lot of propping going on. However, if you do have a bolster or a couple pillows to put under your knees at the end of the session, that might come in handy. All right. So go ahead and lay down on your back. And I understand if you are in back pain when you come to this, and I'm so sorry if you are. You may be modifying certain things. It might be painful to get into certain positions, even something simple like laying down. So feel free to take it easy and just do as much as you can. Right? So coming to lay down, and the first thing you'll do here is just set your feet out at the edges of the mat and just take a few little windshield wipers with the knees. Just subtle here. And then bring them back into center and let your knees come into touch if that feels good. And take your hands onto the front body, kind of near the hip creases. And with the warmth and love of your hands, just sending some warm energy through your body to the lower back. Take a nice deep breath in. And just see if you can soften your low back a little bit more down towards the mat. Good. Breathing in. Exhaling it out. And breathing in. And exhaling out. And some days it's good to just kind of even stay in a process like this a little longer, just inviting in a little love for whatever area of your body might be not feeling the best today. So feel free to even stay here if this is what's available today. If you are up for a little movement here, we're going to separate the knees, place the feet at hips width, and then cross your right knee over the left knee. Scoot your hips a little bit over to the right. Okay, and then you're going to lower your knees down to the left. Take your left hand and kind of slide it from your hip down towards your knee. And you might think about extending this right arm out to the right and maybe even turning your gaze to the right. Just taking about 5 or 6 long breaths here. And as you take these breaths, can you really feel the breath moving through the lower back? Of course, we know that it is our vital organs that are shifting in shape as we breathe, but they will also, in moving, change the shape of the body. They'll actually massage the muscles and affect the skeleton as they move. Everything is moving together. All right, let's come back into center. And we're going to switch the cross. Bring your hips back to center first, and then cross your left knee over the right. Scoot your hips a little bit to the left, and then we can lower down for the second side of our twist. Maybe extending your left arm out and maybe turning your gaze to the left as well. Just taking your time here. All right, and coming back into center again, evening your hips out, send your legs out long. All right, and then send your arms up behind you. So we're gonna do a little like crawling up an imaginary rope ladder, we'll say. All right, so you're gonna reach with your right hand, and then bring that back and then reach with your left hand. And as you're reaching here, you're going to start to let your legs move as well. You don't have to kind of try too hard at it. But as you reach with the right hand, your left foot is going to come in a little closer to the edge of the mat, and then vice versa. So you can kind of see it in my body here, hopefully a little bit. And this is just a nice stretchy movement that I find, when my lower back is not feeling well, everything kind of tightens up. And this really gets you stretching in the whole fascial network that wraps around from your shoulders down through your hips. So it kind of looks a little funky, and it's pretty fun to do, but it's very therapeutic. We're going to go a few more. Today it's making me want to yawn for some reason. All right, and then we'll come back into center. Just take a moment, relax, let your feet maybe fall out to the side, just letting go of that work in the legs. And then curl over onto your right side. Just take a moment there. And then you can gently press yourself up. And let's come into a tabletop position. Now, a lot of what we're going to do here, you could also be doing from a seated position, but you'll come onto your hands and knees if that's available. Inhale, take a nice cow pose here, and exhale round to your cat, best as you can today. Might be very mild version, or you might even be sticking with more of just cat, cow as the inhale and neutral as the exhale. And then from there, one of the reasons I had you come to table is I want you to just really come into some intuitive movement based in the low back and hips. And table, maybe it's from the hands or from the fists. It kind of gives you a lot of room to move there. So that can be really nice. So whether it's kind of side to side, cat and cow, probably just a kind of melding of all these directions. Just do what you can today. Come back into your neutral spine. And we're going to take a wide knee child's pose. Now this is another place where your bolster or your couple of pillows could come in handy if you want to put them out in front of you. Spread your knees out wide, big toes in touching if you can, and down we go. And of course, you could have your forehead on the mat itself. You don't need to use a prop, just an option. Another chance to kind of feel the breath moving, everything from the smooth muscles of your organs to your soft tissue, to your muscle tissue, to your bones themselves. If you are on the bolster and you want to switch cheeks for the last few breaths, go ahead and do that. Give Banjo a little low back massage while we're wrapping this up. Good. And then come on back up. If you're comfortable here just kneeling for a moment, you can just go ahead and kneel, or you can make your way to a seated posture. And the last thing I want to do before a little bit of rest is just rub the hands together, get some nice warmth going here. Take an inhale, and then exhale, place your hands on the low back. You'll know where you need it the most. Maybe close your eyes. And some of you may be Reiki practitioners or attuned to other energies, but I just want to remind you, we all can give ourselves energy. We were born with it, so just send your own loving energy in to any tender places. It can be hard when our bodies are hurting. Give yourself some compassion here. One more breath in. And exhale, release. And if that's all you have time for today, you can pop off now, and hopefully with a little bit of more comfort. But if you have time for a little Shavasana, maybe you get that prop set up to go underneath your knees. Place your knees over your prop. And just let everything soften here for just a little bit of quiet rest. And you know that you can always stay and rest longer for sure. But otherwise, you'll start to kind of move the ankles and the wrists a little bit. Maybe one more big stretch out through the body. Curl onto your side. We'll meet one another up in seated. Bring your hands to heart center. And let's close with a breath in. Breath out. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Peace, 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 everyone. Keep taking good care, and I hope you feel great soon if you've been feeling a little sore. Much love, and thank you for being here.